Hello, Pre-K4. Today, Miss Maria will read a book. The title is Recycling Day. The author is Edward Miller. Between two buildings was a vacant lot. It was a nice, sunny place. So vacant means empty. So it's empty there. There's no building. In the lot lived a group of bugs. A fly made his home in a can. A family of ants nested in a glass bottle. A grasshopper settled in a cardboard box, and a worm dug in the ground under some rocks. People threw trash into the lot. At first, it was small things, but then bigger items were dumped, such as shoes, old computers, and bicycle tires. Before long, the pile of trash was higher than the fence. Then the unthinkable happened. A gang of rats found the lot. "This looks like the perfect, disgusting place to live," said the boss rat. "Let's take over." Look at them. Ew. The boss rat grabbed the worm by the throat and said, "From now on, I'm in charge here." A hungry rat bullied the ants into giving them their lunches. A lazy rat kicked the grasshopper out of his box. And a nasty rat tried to swat the fly and eat him. The bugs were terrified. Those rats were not nice, were they? "We need to do something about these rotten rats," said the grasshopper. "But how can we make them leave?" said the worm. "They love all this trash." The bugs felt hopeless and defeated. Until one promising day when a girl posted a sign on the fence. The sign read, "Recycling Day. This Saturday, help us clean up this lot." Volunteers did come. They brought containers, rakes, and work gloves. The bugs were glad, but not the rats. They scrambled out of sight. So look at all the helpers. They brought all kinds of containers to clean up. They wore gloves to keep their hands clean. And they cleaned up all that lot that people rudely littered. The volunteers collected the bottles. "Where are you taking our bottle?" asked the ants. "This bottle is going to be recycled," the boy said. "What does recycle mean?" asked the ant. "Recycle means to take something used, like this old bottle, melt it down with other bottles, then make new ones and reuse them," the boy explained. "Recycling sounds like a good idea," said the ants. And this is what happens with glass when we recycle. It's made from sand or soda ash and limestone, and then it melts, and then it will be reused and made into new ones. Volunteers gathered all the papers, newspapers, and cardboard boxes. "What are you going to do with my box?" asked the grasshopper. "This box will be recycled. It will be shredded and made into new cardboard. We save trees when we recycle paper and boxes," said the girl. "Saving trees is a good idea." So this is how paper recycling cycle works. It's made from trees, and then we make paper, and then we use it. We throw it in the recycling bin. It's taken away and then shred up and made into new paper. So when we recycle it, we use it from old paper. But when it's very first made, it comes from the trees. Volunteers also collected metal. The fly put his can in the pile too. "What will happen to my can?" asked the fly. "This can will be melted down with the others and molded into new ones," said the boy. "I like shiny new cans," said the fly. So here's a little hint. It says, "Be careful not to cut yourself on the lids and sharp edges. Look at all these cans and sharp objects, right? They could be sharp once they get cut up and gone into the recycling bin. So this is the cycle. A can, it gets used, it goes in the recycling bin. They're taken away in the recycling truck, and then it's crushed and melted and molded into new cans. The volunteers collected all the plastics they could find. Plastics can be recycled too? The bugs asked in surprise. Yes, replied a girl. Plastic can be melted down and molded into all kinds of things, such as milk jugs, water bottles, and toys. So here we go. There's our cycle. Plastics are made from mixing oil and a chemical called chlorine found in the Earth's crust, and it makes plastic. Because it doesn't break down over time, it's good to recycle it. So there's a plastic pail or a cup, and then a person uses that cup, throws it into recycling bin. There comes the truck, and then we take it away and mold it into something new out of plastic. So our hint for this is to rinse out all your plastic before we recycle it. So when they recycle it, it's nice and clean. The volunteers put leaves and vegetable and fruit and food scraps from their lunches into the compost bin. What is compost? Said the worm. Compost is rich soil made with food scraps, leaves, and water. It's healthy food for plants and flowers, said the boy. It sounds like a nice place to make a home, said the worm. The volunteers collected trash that could not be recycled for the garbage collector to take to the dump. So here we go. This is the compost bin. Worms love compost bins. And they actually help break down all the food that's in there so we could get some soil from it and then put back into the garden. And finally, this is the garbage that can't be recycled. By the end of the day, the volunteers cleared the lot and planted a garden. They saved trees, sand, metals, and other natural materials by recycling. And they reduced the amount of trash headed for the dump. The bugs loved the improvements, but the rats did not. They scrambled into a garbage pail to hide. And their sign says, Community Garden. All are welcome, except rats. Ew, I would not want rats in my garden. Then, as luck would have it, the garbage collector picked up the trash. The rats tumbled into the back of the truck, and they were on the way to the dump. The rats were never seen again, and the bugs enjoyed the garden. The